Pave. I am a 15-year-old sophomore, and I like to talk a little bit about myself. So to start off, I was born here in the United States, have always lived in the state of Massachusetts all my life. While on the other hand, both of my parents come from Brazil, but moved here many years ago before I was born. And I have one older sister. She has red curly hair and freckles just like me. And to know where that comes from, it actually comes from both sides of my family. First, it came from my mother's father, who had red hair, while my father, he just started to develop red hair in his mid to late teens. And that sort of wraps up about a little bit about my family. Now let's talk a little bit about myself. So let's start off with my faith in Jesus Christ. So 3 years ago, I went to this fall retreat that my church was holding, and I remember then I was very confused about my faith until one of the chapel moments we had. I remember I had a great experience with Jesus Christ, and Jesus showed me his grace and his love for me, and since then I'm trying to go closer to him. And now that I covered my faith, let's talk about when I was recently homeschooled. I was recently homeschooled last year, but it's still very new to me. And I remember I was always public schooled or private schooled for 1 year, and it really is a good experience for me. I've met new people, have had new friends, great educational experiences as well that I wouldn't have learned in public school, and it's really great. I'm starting to like it. Now let's move on to my hobbies. So I've recently been getting into the skate culture recently. It's a little hobby I picked on. One of my friends and my sister as well, she encouraged me to get into it, and now I'm starting to like skate culture. And I recently have been riding my bike mostly, learning tricks on it around town, and a little bit of skating as well, but it's fun. I like to do it. A second thing about me has to be my love for music. I've been recently want to be a music producer recently, and hopefully can get into a music high school or college maybe. And one of my favorite genres has to be rock, R&B, and gospel as well. And last point I have has to be my love for cars. Ever since as little as I can remember, I've always loved cars, Hot Wheels as a kid and stuff like that, but there's this one specific show, Japanese show, that really boosted my liking for cars. It's called Initial D. It's about these teens who go off to this closed off mountain late at night, probably at the weekends, and they have drift races there, things like that. But I would go, there's a lot more to it, but this will be going for too long. So that about covers up a little about myself. Thank you for listening.